Alright guys, so we're going to do a review of the Weber Jumbo Joe today. It's my two little babies, man. This is my 22, but we're not going to do that one today. We're actually going to focus on this, the Jumbo Joe. So I'm actually going to take this with me. As you can see, now I can give you guys a little bit of a walkthrough real quick, but you know, essentially this is the big brother to the Smokey Joe. So it gives you 18-inch grates, not the 22s like on here, but the 18s, which is a really good size for taking it wherever you want to go. But yeah, we're gonna take it with us today, and I'll meet you guys at the park. All right, guys, let's get out of here. I'll put the window up so you guys can hear me a little bit better. But we're gonna head over to the park, and I'm not gonna grill on it today because I don't really have the time, nor do I have anything to even throw on the grill. But I am gonna give you guys just a general rundown of the grill itself, and I'm taking it to a park because that's kind of what you do with this grill, right? It's made to be more so portable. You can easily throw it in the back of your car, your trunk, your truck, or whatever. It's easy to take it with you, right? That's the point of this grill, the smaller Smokey Joe, and they also have the Go Anywhere. So those compact size grills are really nice to have for jumping around to the park or tailgating and whatnot. But yeah, I'll see you guys when I get there. All right, let's get out here and see what we got. So as you guys can see, like my truck, it's a Ram 1500, your standard size, full size truck. When I let down the tailgate, I have a tonneau cover, and even with that tonneau cover, it just, fits underneath of there. So that works out really well to keep it out of the weather. I'm gonna take it over here in the light, and we'll just sit it down right here, just so you guys can get a good gist of it. There's no, I don't really have a table or anything out here to put it on, but I mean, that's kind of the beauty in this, right? Like you put this back, that's like a little lid bail thing, but it also, purposes that it fits into that notch right there. So when you clip it up, now you can grab it and you can carry it with you wherever you want to go with it, right? On mine, I found these little handles. I don't know if you guys can see that, but it says Lava Lock. These are really good, or you can seen some guys use foul handles. They'll tap in a hole, put a bolt on one side. I put a little bit of adhesive right here on mine, but you guys could use just, probably some Loctite or something like that and get away with it. But I just did that because I've used these before. I actually have one on my 22 also. And they, sometimes they'll loosen up, but this is a good remedy, right? So it's not the prettiest, but it functions well. This is your top ventilation, right? We're gonna go ahead and put the lid bail back. I'll show you how that works. But essentially, you just take the top and you fold it back. Now, I just cooked on this the other day, and when I cooked was pretty heavily seasoned, so don't mind my grates. I'll clean them off the next time I cook on them. So make that simple, right? Diving into the grate a little bit, man. These grates are 18-inch grates. Really work really well. I've seen some guys on the lower grate, the charcoal grate down there. They'll use the one from the Smokey Joe, and then with that, they'll be able to put it lower so they can fit like a Vortex in there. I've never used a Vortex. I'm not against it, but I just don't. I don't know. I don't have a problem with cooking without any of the SNS. What do you call that? The slow and sear, or the vortexes, or any of that kind of stuff. Now, what does work really well in this grill is the full size, charcoal little holders. I'm sorry, I'm all over the place today, but they work really well. Those those will fit in here, and they work really well. I typically just, if I want to bank everything this way, I just bank everything this way, cook over here, or opposite, or sometimes I'll do like the little snake method. But truthfully, in this grill, I don't really do the snake method. If I'm doing something that requires that, I'm typically in the 22 inch. But this is, I'm out at the park, although there's a bunch of snow and nowhere really to cook out here. But if you're, with guys, you're at the park, you're, with the family, you're doing a tailgate, or you're going to somebody's house and they don't have a grill, you want to be like, okay, cool, I can just bring mine. That's what this is for. So usually it's just like, hot dogs, burgers, brats, and simple stuff, even steaks. And typically, like if I don't want to break out a bunch of charcoal, I'll just go ahead and I'll cook on this instead of my big grill back at home. So seems to work out well. So you got your top vent, the one I showed you up here, your bottom vent. Give me 1 second. Let me set this up on a tripod. There's nowhere that's really level to sit it, but we're gonna hope that you guys can kind of see that. But you got a bottom vent that's down here that'll turn, and then all your ashes and stuff will dump out in the bottom, and then you can kind of take that out. This is made, this little ashtray down here, it's made to be clipped in on every side. I don't do that because I like to be able to just take this out pretty easily. Well, until you want to do it on camera, right? But then I can just take it out easily, dump the ash, sit it back in there, and then I'm good to go for the next time. That just works out well for me, but you guys can do it however you want to do it. But yeah, it's a pretty simple grill. As you guys can see, I'm gonna set this back over here, but as you can see, I have a table that goes with it. The tables are great. If you guys want me to do a review on the table, let me know in the comments, and I'll try to do maybe I'll even do like a cook review using the table, actually field test it, right? But if you guys want that, just let me know, man. I'd be glad to do that. But the table, it's really good because it locks into the legs, so everything kind of comes together and feels like real uniform, right? It feels real sturdy. But that table also works with the smaller, the Smokey Joe, because the footprint is the exact same on this as it is on the Smokey Joe. It's just the kettle itself is bigger, but that table works with the Smokey Joe. It works with this one. This is the Jumbo Joe, and it also works with the Go Anywhere. So those are really cool too. Maybe, if you guys listen, if you want me to do any other reviews, the Go Anywhere, I don't have a Smokey Joe, the table, the 22, any size. I got all kinds of stuff. So any reviews that you guys want, particularly with these Webers, just let me know, and I'll be glad to do it. But yeah, the table will fit all the compact, portable charcoal Webers. So it's really cool, and the table stows up really nicely. So yeah, if you guys want a video on that. I don't think that they make them anymore. Actually, no, I know that they don't make them anymore. Some people say they do. I haven't seen them, so I'm just going to go with the fact that I know that they don't. I actually have a backup, so it's that rare of an item that I felt like it was necessary to have a backup. But even just the grill by itself, check this out, right? All right, so we'll put the lid down, pop that up. Cool, we're out. But even if I didn't have the table, you guys, look. This is my tailgate, right? Tailgate down. I pop that back. Dude, I can cook right here. Now, granted, it's kind of high, but whatever, I'll make it work, right? So, you got options. I've seen a lot of people, they'll take these things to the park or to tailgate or whatever. They'll sit it right there on the curb and, just pop the lid open. And you're good to go, man. You can just start cooking. Yeah, you're going to have to bend over a little bit, but who cares, man? It's not, it all kind of goes into the whole gist of, this just being a fun, go anywhere or type of grill. I know that's kind of pun intended because they have an actual go anywhere, but it works out well. So yeah, I'm sure you guys could imagine, you know, how easy that can be to just, you know, grab it, throw it in the back of your vehicle, and, you know, go anywhere with it. Now, I will say, I believe that, you know, back in the day, I think they were like the Go Anywhere series, which they probably should have stuck with that, man. I really like that idea, if they even did it in the first place. But regardless, the Jumbo Joe, the Smoky Joe, and the Go Anywhere are all you know, really compact and portable and just easy to take with you pretty much anywhere you want to go. So you could imagine, right? Like, let's throw together some scenarios where you might go on vacation. You know, maybe you're going out to like the Smokies or something like that, or maybe even like the beach, or like where you're going, it's going to have like, you know, those drive-on beaches where you can kind of tailgate, put a tent up with some chairs, and then there you go. You got your little charcoal grill with you too. But yeah, you could use that in a lot of ways. And honestly, guys, the 18-inch Weber is, I want to say, the original standard size. The 22 came later, and the 22 is now pretty much the standard size because they have like a 26 also. But 18-inch kettle is plenty of space to do. I mean, you can cook anything on it. Now, would you be able to cook a lot of everything on it? Probably not. No, I mean, like if you're having a big, I'll put it this way, when I have, like, you know, when I'm cooking for people coming over and it's like a full-on like cookout, we're doing a cookout, I break out the 22 and I'm fine, right? I'm not like, oh, I got a ton of space, fine, like I probably would have been on the 26, but I just feel like the 26 for me is unnecessary. I'm never cooking that much food at one time. And if I am, I don't mind going for, you know, a second round of cooking. I like cooking on the grill, so it just, you know, that part doesn't really bother me. But the 18 is it's more than enough space for just your standard, you know, I'm just hanging out, I don't know, with some buddies or some family or whatever, and we're in a parking lot or we're at a beach or, you know, at an Airbnb or something like that. It's more than enough space to throw together some burgers, some dogs, and some brats, you know. And honestly, I just like the form factor, right? If I were to take my 22 with me, it'd be a little bit of a pain in the butt. It wouldn't be like a huge pain in the butt, but yeah, for sure, it'd be a little bit of a pain in the butt. If you're at like an Airbnb, you know, something like that, yeah, it's plenty of space, man. I mean, you can do anything on this that you would do on the 22. Just know that, you know, you might have to think about space just a touch more, but it's really not that big of a deal. Now, the one I wouldn't get is the Smoky Joe. I'm just gonna keep it real with you. I think it's a cool little grill, you know, because it's like a little mini Weber. Like, that's really cool, right? But I wouldn't, I mean, I just don't see it being worth it. I had one and I immediately sold it to a guy in the neighborhood for like $10. So I just pretty much, I lost money immediately on that, and I was fine with it. It is what it is. But it's just too small, man. It's entirely too small, and the size is inconvenient. So like the Go Anywhere that I have, I use that quite a bit, but the Go Anywhere, while it is small, it's the perfect little box. Like, you know, you can put a lot in there, right? You can put the little chimney. I didn't show you guys the chimney. I gotta show you guys the chimney. Maybe I'll do that on the next video. But they got a mini chimney that you can put inside. You can put inside of anyone that it fit inside of, but it fits really well inside of the Go Anywhere. So that's really nice, because that mini chimney is like the perfect size to fill up. Once you fill that up, you got a full bed of charcoal inside of your inside of your Go Anywhere. So it's really nice, and the Go Anywhere folds up. It's like a little briefcase. You can fit, spatulas in there. Like, you can look it up. Guys pack those things out, and they don't need anything with them. They don't carry anything else with them, outside of the food itself, the cooler and whatnot. But anything that they need to start grilling with, lighter cubes, a lighter, the spatula, the chimney charcoals, the wood chips if they want wood chips, the charcoal itself. They pack those things out, and they're good, and they're rocking out, man. And I like that. I like that aspect of it. A lot of the times, if I know I'm going to be moving around a lot and it's going to be solo, and I'm going to need to be cooking for myself, instead of going to the store or whatever, yeah, I'll bust out the Go Anywhere. Or let's say I'm going to I'm doing some tailgating or whatever, and I got my Jumbo Joe, but I'm like, man, I need some extra space. I got my Go Anywhere. I can bring that with me, and I can bring the riser. Now, the riser opens up a whole new world with the Go Anywhere, because it has like a heat deflector that you can put inside of it. And that makes it into like this really nice compact smoker. So I've done an entire rack of ribs across the top of the Go Anywhere. This is baby bags, mind you, but still an entire rack of ribs. And I don't even use the heat deflector for that, because I like it to drip down onto the coals and sizzle back up. It creates a nice flavor. But this isn't really about how to cook. It's more so about the grills themselves, right? So the riser is great, because now you can have a whole rack of ribs smoking, and you can push out all your high heat items, or all your burgers and your hot dogs, your brats and stuff like that. You can pump that out with a Jumbo Joe, and you got a nice little compact combination that once you're done, you can wrap it all up and put it in the truck, and if you are tailgating, you can go back into the game, or you can put it away pretty securely, right? Versus like a 22 inch, if I were to bring that out there, it's just, I would be worried. I'll be honest with you. If I were to bring a 22 inch to a tailgate, like a game or something like that, or even like anywhere where it's going to be like, if I'm at a campground and I'm leaving the stuff out, and we're going to go see the area or whatever, man, if somebody steals my 22, I'm not gonna be a happy guy. You know what I mean? I don't want to deal with that. So just avoid the headache, and do something like the 18s and the Go Anywheres, and it all works out well. All right, guys. Well, look, like I said, if you want to see more content like this, maybe touching on the Go Anywhere, we can touch on the 22 inch kettle, maybe do some cook videos, some other outdoor stuff. I got a bunch of toys that I'm planning on reviewing anyways.